Okay, here's another dollar value LIFO problem. So again, print this problem out with a screenshot of this. Take a photo of it with your phone, something, write down these numbers, or look in your handout. I would encourage you to try this on your own and see if you get it. I've added a year for 2015 just to talk about liquidation of a LIFO layer. So I'm going to make this a little bit larger. So again, we start at the beginning. I'm going to highlight these as I want you to write them down. I'll make them different colors as we go along. So in 2009, I have 80,000 and the price index is 100 or 100%. So I have my inventory of 80,000. I bring it back to the base year, so I divide by 1 to get 80,000. I have only one layer, so it's still 80,000. I bring it back up to the current year, times 1, 80,000. So again, if you're watching this as your first video, the first one's a little bit confusing because I don't have any more than, I only have one layer. In 2010, I have 111,300 and the index is 105. So I take 111,300, divide by 105. Again, the base year prices, I'm removing inflation. So this number always has to be less than that number. So I have 106,000. I want to know the layers of that 106,000. So I look at this layer and all 80 is in it. So I take 80 and then I have 26,000 at 105. So in other words, this is a 2009 layer. This is a 2010 layer. They have to add up to the 106. Once I split them out, I need to bring them back to based on their base year level. So I need to bring back the ones to the future that can be brought to the future. So 80,000 is at the index it was always at. So again, 80,000 will always be there. We'll go through these later, but notice the 80,000 remains at 1 or 100%. The 26,000 is 105 is pulled from there. I bring it back. So under dollar value LIFO, I have 107,300. So I take my 111,300 minus my 107,300. I have my $4,000 adjustment. So I'm going to debit cost of goods sold, credit allowance for LIFO reserve of $4,000. So I'm going to put, pretend this is a credit. Okay, so it's in my credit is my allowance for LIFO reserve. Okay. Next year, I have my 2011 is 108,000. Now it should be worrisome to me because that is lower than the 111,000. So I'm going to be liquidating a layer. So anyway, for now it doesn't necessarily matter. So for 2011, I'm going to pick a different color here. It's really a not very nice color. Anyway, so I have my 108,000 there. I bring it back all to base level prices. So again, this will be going lower. So 108 divided by 120 is 90,000. I look up here, my layers are 80 and 26. I can have all of the 80,000, but I don't have enough to get all of the 26. So I only get 10 of the 26 because that has to add up to 90,000. So what's going to happen is I will never have a $1.20 index layer. So I look up here and I use the indexes from above. So 100 and 105. And I bring them back to the present at their index. So 80,000 times 1 is 80,000 and 10,000 times 105 is 10,005. So I add those two numbers together. I get 90,500. I have my 108,000 minus my 90,500. So that is, I need my reserve to be, I'll just make a sum right there. I need my reserve to be down here 17,500. So what I need to add is 13,500 to get it up to 17,500. So in my allowance for LIFO, I'll add 13,500. So I debit cost of goods sold, credit allowance for LIFO reserve for 13,500. 2012, I have 122,200. Notice it's going up, so I'm going to have a $1.30 layer, or 130%. So I have my 2012 layer of 122,200, bring it back to base year prices, divide by 1.3, so I have 94,000. So I have all 80,000 there. I have enough for the 10,000, and I have an additional 4,000. Okay, so I go up here and I use these. 105. I have no 120 layer because I didn't have enough in that year because my inventory went down. But I do have a 130 layer. So I take those, I bring them back forward. So 80 times 1, 110 times 105, 4,000 times 130. So there's my 3 layers. I add them all up. I get 95,700. I have 122 minus 97 is 26,500. I need this to be 26,500. So I need to add 9,000 to it. Debit cost of goods sold, credit my allowance. 2013, 147,000. So I have 147,000, bring it back down to base year prices, divide by 140 to get 105. I see if I have enough for the 80,000. Yep. I have I have all 10,000 because that's 90,000. I still got some left. I have all 4,000 because that's 94,000. So I have enough left. And so I need 11,000 of the 140 level. So again, I have no 120 layer because inventory went down. So now I bring it forward, multiply them out. So I get these numbers, add them all up, get 111,000. I have my difference of 35,900 is my 147 minus 111,010. So I need my entire balance to be 35,900. So I need to add 9,400 to it to get it up to 35,900. Debit cost of goods sold, credit allowance for LIFO inventory. Next one is 176,900. So again, I'm going up. So I'm going to have a layer there. So 176,900 and 145. I bring it back to the base year. Again, it's got to go lower because I'm removing the effects of inflation. I look, I have 80. I have a 10, so that's 90, so I still have those. I have a 4, because that's 94, so I still have those. I have an 11, so that's 105, so I still have that. So notice as long as this number is greater than that, I'm going to have all those layers. So then I have an additional 17,000 to get to my 122. So all those add up to 122. I bring them back forward, so I've got all of these layers. I have my 145 layer, bring them back to the present, add them all up, and my dollar value LIFO is 135,750. So 176,900 minus 135 is 41,500. Need that to be 41,500, so I add 5250 to it. Debit cost of goods sold, credit allowance. Last year, 2015 is 159. I should be suspect because it's going down, so I'm going to lose a layer, or I'm going to not have a 2015 layer. So it's 150%. So 159,000 divided by 1.5 is 106,000. So notice I'm going down from the 122, so I'm not going to have all of these. So I have 80, 10 is 90, that's 94, 11 is 105, and so I have $1,000 of the of this $11,000. I move into this one. I don't have enough for that one, so I have 1,000 of the 17,000. So I've sold off 16,000 of that layer. So all of these come down. I have no 150 layer, and so I bring them back out to the present, multiply them out times that. I get 112,500. I have 46,450 is the difference, so I need to add an additional 5,300. So hopefully you walk through that on your own. Don't think you're not going to mess up if you don't practice at all. So make sure you practice.